And we're back. Okay, so we're going to do the problem on Toyota Corollas. You can notice I've already put in my data values. As a class, we decided that the age of the used Toyota Corolla explains the price. All right, so let's go find that scatter plot. Let's go to our lowest X value is 1. So let's just put 0 for 0 years old, a brand new Corolla. And then 13, so we'll go 14 years old. What's the lowest price that they were able to sell it at? So let's do 2,800, and then what is the highest price Corolla? Just under 14,000?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I told you guys, I think what'll help is just hit the zoom out button one time, and you should be able to see it a little bit better. Okay? So at the moment I make this scatter plot, my first thought is, what am I going to write for direction, form, and strength? So who would like to give it a try? Who wants to raise their hand on record forever and give it a try for the statement? Oh, a lot of hands. Every time I do this every year, I get no hands. So I'm very proud of you. Okay, anyone else? See 3 people. 4 people are bold enough to do it. Okay, you're F.
So it's negative.
Okay.
It's linear, and it's strong.
All right. That's a really good start. Can you give me that in context?
So
There is a, hold on, let me write, no. Okay, there is a, I'm good.
there is a negative, linear, and strong association.
Oh man, this is what it's like to be a student again. Slow down. Okay, association. Why association? You ready? Because it's always okay to use the word association. Always okay. So negative, linear, strong association. Okay, keep going.
Between the age and price of the used good.
I love it. Perfect. Okay, I apologize for my handwriting not being so legible. All right, but that's your fault. So there is a negative, linear, strong association between the age and price of a used Toyota Corolla. Does anyone disagree with those 3 decisions that your made? She said negative, linear, and strong. Do we disagree at all? You can. It's okay if you disagree. Everybody good? Okay. So in that statement, we wrote linear. So because this scatter plot is linear, that means we are allowed to do what? Make the linear regression model. It's exactly right. So we're actually going to do the same thing that we just did yesterday, but now we're going to care about all the numbers. Okay? So let's do another line here. Are you guys good if I try? I've never done this. If I put it in the other way, instead of slope-intercept, I put the y-intercept and then the slope. Just mix it so you can see what it looks like that way too. Is that cool? You guys cool with it? Flexible? Excellent. You guys are the best. Okay. So we have y sub 1. We have the approximate symbol. All right, let's see if I can do this. So b, I'm going to see, it might mess it up. So let me see if it works. B plus m x. I don't think it messed up, guys. I think it looks good. Okay. Now, if your preference is to do it the other way, totally fine. Don't care. I don't care if you do mx plus b or b plus mx. Doesn't matter to me. Now, just a couple of things I want to point out. When I was first learning how to do this, there was a couple of times where I was recording but didn't take my service with me, so you like couldn't hear me talking. Anyway, learn my lesson. So, do you see how some of these points are above the line? And do you see how some are below? Okay? Everything on this line, that is the model. So if you were to look at this point right here, all right, and this X value of 3, that's one of our cars that's 3 years old. The model predicts that a 3-year-old Corolla should only cost this much. So do you see how this Corolla in real life is costing more than the model predicts? So remember that word I said, residual? Right? Residual observed minus predicted. This has a positive residual. It is above the line. it's costing more in real life than the model is expecting. Okay? Everybody see the one that is 6 years old? This 6-year-old Corolla is costing less than the model expects it to cost. Okay? And this would have what we call a negative residual. This line that Desmos made for us, thank you, by the way, Desmos. This line, by the way, I have to come clean. I have to come clean, guys. I have to come clean. I found out yesterday that it's actually desmos, not desmos, but I just can't say desmos. So are you guys good if we just keep going with desmos? All right? But if you say desmos, you're technically right. Desmos. Anyway, the people at Desmos, they put a tweet that said, this is actually how you pronounce it. On Twitter? Yes, I follow them on Twitter. Is that not okay? Where do you think I come up with all this stuff? Twitter. They do a lot of cool stuff. Okay, so this line here, all right, I know you only saw one line, but what the computer is doing is it's doing millions of lines, and it's finding the one that minimizes the space between the line and my green dots. All right, so you'll see some of the dots are actually on the line. Some of them are not. Some are above or below. So it's calculating what we call the line of best fit. This line is the one that best fits our data. Okay? All right, any questions so far? This is one of the most important lessons of the day. Yeah, or of the year. No, okay, all right. Let's do it. So go back to your notes. Yes. Question. What is it? When it's on the line, so your residual would be 0. That in real life, it's costing the same as what the model's predicting. Okay, let's do, I'm going to skip around. You cool with that? Awesome, I don't care, I'm the teacher. Here we go. F. Let's write down the equation. All right, write down the equation. So our Y value was price. So this is going to be price hat. So make sure you put price with a hat. You're saying the predicted price is equal to. Now here's where you have options. You can write the intercept first or the slope first. I don't care. Since I did on my Desmos, I did the intercept first. I'm going to write that first. So B is $14,285.90. So 14,285.9. 14,285.9. 14,285.9. That's the Y-intercept. Don't make fun of me, Jarvis, okay? This is what I do, man. This is what I do, okay? Now, do you see how it is negative? Your S said negative. It's negative. So my slope is negative. You see down here, and it's hard to see, but M is negative 959.05. So I'm going to write minus 959.05. See, I think I already forgot it. Is that right? Yes, it is. Good work, Douglas. Times. What is our X? So I'm not going to write X. What is our X? What was our? It was year or age. Is it age? Yes. Does it actually say age? Year is fine. I don't care. Age. Does I put year? Age doesn't. So I contradicted myself? Okay, good to know. Thanks. All right, thanks, Catherine. Age or year? I don't care. Okay? That is the linear model. Don't care. All good. It would be negative 959.05 times year or age plus $14,285.90. Okay? I don't care. Whatever you want, Jarvis. Doesn't matter to me. Okay. Let's do G and H right now. Explain the meaning of the slope. This is the first time we've ever done this. Okay, so make sure you're listening and writing this down. What this means is that for each additional year the Corolla exists. So another year has gone by that this Corolla is in existence. I expect the price to go down by $960. And I rounded it. I'm going to say that again because of the first time. What this slope means is that, here, I'm going to do it without context. I'll do it without context. For each additional x, you should expect your y to change by the slope. I'll say that again without context. For every increase of 1 unit of x, you expect your y to change by the slope. That's what we just wrote, but in context. Questions? Excellent. Okay. Let's do the Y-intercept. Yes. Ooh, are you doing the H? Okay, so the Y-intercept, let me do it without context first, okay? Without context means that for an age, or with x being 0, so without context, when x is 0, this is the value for our y. Okay, so in context, what would an age of 0? A brand new Corolla? A brand new Corolla. I should have written I expect. A brand new Corolla will cost $14,285.90. And I'm going to put in parentheses. That's what I expect. Because I know, as someone who teaches stats, that if I went to a dealership today and I asked, hey, what's the price for your new Toyota Corolla? I don't expect it to be exactly that number. Okay, also, yes, this data is 10 years old. I get that, okay? The point is that it's a model, so I don't expect these numbers to be perfect. They are wrong. Absolutely, they are wrong. The question is, later on, Catherine, is this model useful? That's the question. Well, let's get there, okay? Jeez. Any questions on F, G, and H? Okay. All right. Let's see, where do I want to go from here? Okay, not there yet. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, I'm going to go to B. Do you think the model's appropriate? We've never done this before. This is exciting. So, if you go back to Desmos. Stop it. I had to cry one solitary tear when I read that. It was so sad. Tripped right on my phone. Okay, so do you guys see? I know it's really small up there, but if you look where it says residuals, you see where it says residuals? And if you hover over the word plot, you can actually click it. So click it. Now, what I want to do is, I think if I go up here and, let's leave it on, that's fine. Okay, let's zoom out again. No, I want to zoom in. Can I move it? Yeah, you can, Douglas. Of course you can. Let's zoom out again. Okay, so I want to focus on my red ones, because my red ones are the residuals. You might have a different color. Now let's see if you can see what's going on here. Let's pick this point. You see this red point for me? So that's 1, 2, 3. Go to the data values, and we had, what's this here? Do you see how we had, almost wants this. Do you see how at a 3-year-old Corolla, where it actually cost us just under $13,000? But look at this value. Do you see that value there? That's almost $1,600. All right. It's a positive residual because when you look at the real value compared to the model, all right, the model's predicting to be much less. So the difference between this green dot and the line is 1,590. And they plotted it right there. Now, that's all well and good. Ultimately, when you look at it, my red dots, do you see a pattern? Do you think something is going on? Or do you see a cloud? I'm hoping for nothing. That's what I'm hoping for. My red dots. So you see something? What do you see? You see a parabola? A small one? Well, I don't see anything.
It goes from
Yeah, I'm done. Thanks, Catherine. I'm just messing. Okay, what does it go? Do it again.
1 and then 2.5, so 3 and then never mind.
I got you. I see what you're saying. All right, I disagree, but I see what you're saying. Now, if you disagree with me, then your answer for B should be different. Do you think this model is appropriate? I'm going to say yes, because the residuals plot shows no pattern. So, Yoreth, what are you writing?
No, because it shows a pattern.
Perfect. All right. So whichever one you want to write.
Like there's a pattern, you have to explain it.
No, you don't have to. I mean, if you wanted to put there's a parabolic pattern, fine, but you don't have to. You just have to put Leslie F if it has a pattern or not.
A little more clear pattern.
Oh, a more clear pattern if the dots were like. All right, that's a very clear parabolic. What if it was like this? This is one of my favorite ones. It's called a fan. You ready? See how that goes like shh, or the other way. Shh. Okay, sound effects included. Okay, I don't know. Sure, that's what the statisticians decided. Fan. I have no idea. It's just called a fan shape. If I knew, well then I don't know. Okay, let's go to C. Is everybody good with B? Okay, now, so I'm not Yoreth, but Yoreth said it's not appropriate. So when we get to, Yoreth, when we get to this last slide, obviously you should do the work with us, but in theory, you shouldn't do any of the work, right? Because you think it's not appropriate, you shouldn't use it anymore. But I think it's appropriate, and we're running the class, so let's do it. If you look at R squared, let me scroll back down here. If you look at R squared, you should see it says 0.9443, okay? Now, here's what R squared means. All right, and this is for D. 94.4% of the change in price of a used Corolla can be explained by the age. Okay, so while you're writing that, I'll say it without context. R squared means the percentage of the change in Y that can be explained by X. The percentage of the change in Y that can be explained by X. Now, do you see how 94% is close to 100? So as I told you guys in the first video, right, this is my air quotes here again, that, to me, a 94% R squared is a good model because it's close to 100. But it's not 100. What are other reasons the price of a used car would fluctuate? Jarvis? Mileage, right? I don't buy any new cars anymore, ever. I mean, never have, but I never will, okay, because of many things. But number one reason is because when the moment you drive your car, your brand new car out of the dealership, loses money. Okay? Depreciates like that. It's awful. All right? So that's why I go to CarMax. This is my ad for CarMax, hashtag ad. For CarMax, I go there and get like a 2 or 3 year, I say I've done it one time. I get a 2 to 3 year old car that has like 10 to 20,000 miles. And then I ride that thing forever. Okay? What? The car's not bad. I just don't want to overpay for a new car. I'd rather take a couple years old, couple miles off, like 10 to 20,000, and get a much cheaper price. Okay. All right. I'm rocking an 06 Honda, so it's been a while. All right. So mileage. What's another reason that the price of a car would change? A used car. Ooh, if it's been in an accident and it's had to been like completely overhauled, maybe that would change it. So accident report, right? Show me the Carfax.
Overstocked.
Say it again.
Overstocked.
Ooh, overstocked. So like their supply. Oh, interesting. Econ coming up, right? Test coming.
Maybe some factors of quality.
The quality of the car, right? I know for me, I always get the basic version of cars, but like all those things that are like the sunroof, all right? Or the new like sound system or whatever, all that stuff. The features of the car would definitely change it. Cup holders, to me, that's standard. Seat warmers are not standard. I do not have seat warmers. Leather seats, I don't like leather seats. We live in Houston. That's my preference. Okay. So, what we've just done, without knowing it, is what we've just done, without actually writing it down, is we have answered E. Why doesn't this model explain 100% of the change in the price? Because there are other things like mileage, features of the car, accidents, like accident report, especially where we live. Like, you want to know if that car's been flooded. Show me the Carfax, right? I'm just going to write that as the answer. Show me the Carfax. It's with an X, right? Because it's said by the Carfax. Yeah. Put in quotes to really get this official. I think it's an exclamation point, right? Yeah. Let's go with that. Show me the Carfax. It's just this ad I've seen where you ask them for all this stuff. What?
Would YouTube take your video down because are you actually sponsored by Carfax?
No.
Okay, it's like
Okay. For all of the views that I get, I'm pretty sure YouTube's not going to take down my video. Fine, YouTube, take me down because I just said show me the Carfax. All right, you can do that, all right? Fine.
Demonetized.
Jeez Louise. Oh, man, I guess I should erase this.
No!
I'm not going to. Bring it on, YouTube. Okay, so now in C it says what is the correlation? We actually can go find it. And desmos R equals, what is it? Negative 0.972. Guys, that is strong. So if you did not agree with your ref at the very beginning, where she said it was strong, hopefully when you saw that negative 0.972, you're thinking, wow, that's really strong. Why is this really strong? Because it's close to what? It's close to -1. Close to 0 would be weak, right, Shirley? Close to 0 would be weak. Okay? Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Last one. Oh, man, there's 4 of them. Oh, gosh. Okay, here we go. If you want to sell a 7-year-old Corolla, what price seems appropriate? Okay. Well, let's use our model. Our model was up here. Actually, it's right over here. Nice. I'm going to make it on the same screen. All right, you see our model right next to it? So if we wanted to actually sell our personal 7-year-old Corolla and see what the model says we should sell it at, all I'm going to do is take our model and replace age with 7. All right, so I'm just going to write price hat equals 14,285.9 minus 959.05 times 7. And whatever that is the predicted price. Okay, so I'm going to go to my computer, which has my calculator on it, and I'm going to type that in. I'm sure there's a way to do this quicker.
What about the model?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Can you look at
What's up?
like the residual or
Yeah, I mean, I could do it with residuals, but I think there's, what I'm saying, Jarvis, I think there's a way where I could actually have it do it without the residuals yet. Let me research it, but for now, let's just type it in. So it's 14,285.9 minus 959.05 times 7. And if you use 0.046, your number will be just a little different. It's fine, no big deal. So basically, I should price my 7-year-old Corolla for $7,572.55. So 7,000. I already forgot. 500. Don't laugh at me. I'm getting old. 55 cents?
yes.
Okay. Now, is this actually what I'm going to price it at? Probably not. Right? So I would be thinking about a lot of different factors, especially what I would personally do if I was trying to sell a car not to here it is again, Guillermo, not to CarMax. I would go to CarMax, ask them what they think my car should be worth, and then use that as another data value to decide on where I should actually price it. You can also go to Kelly Blue Book. They have that other one. Oh, what is the name of it? I saw they even drew, like, on the commercial, they even drew a freaking normal model bell curve. What was that called? Anyway, I freaked out. It was awesome. Okay. Letter J. Letter J. Would you rather buy a used Corolla, and if you say I'd rather not buy a used Corolla, fair enough, a used Corolla with a positive or a negative residual? So let's just write down again what the formula for residual is. That's observed minus predicted. If you're having trouble with these questions, what I always did when I was a student and what I've always taught my students is just make up numbers. Okay? Make up numbers. How much is the Toyota Corolla that you bought? How much did it cost? $5,000? No. 5,000. Let's do an actual price. Okay? How much did the model think it should cost? 7,000? So this would be a negative residual. Is this good or bad for us, the customer? I bought a $5,000 Corolla. It told me, the model told me it should have cost me $7,000. Is that good for me? I'm the customer. I bought a $5,000 Corolla. The model thinks I should have paid $7,000. This is actually a good thing for me. Guys, I'm talking about statistics-wise. This is a good thing. I don't know. You're right. They could have. I don't know anything about cars, so that could mean there's something going on. But I'm telling you, stats-wise, a negative residual is what I would prefer. A negative residual is what I would prefer. Yes, I want a negative residual if I'm buying a Corolla. If I'm selling my Corolla, then I want the other way. I want a positive residual. Okay, I want someone to pay me more than the model is predicting. Not scamming. Whoa, that's a different word. Yes.
Would it matter, which one, based on the content, would it be negative or positive?
Yes, it would. Yeah, depending on the problem, you might say on a different problem we do tomorrow or later on, you might be thinking positive is actually better for me. It really depends on what we're doing. Okay? Yeah. Say it again. If it's the person, right? If I'm the person buying a Corolla, that's how we were viewing J. We were not saying we were the seller. Okay, let's skip K for now. Let's do L. I really don't, but now that you say that, yes, I do. So L, would this regression model be useful in establishing a fair price for a 20-year-old car? I know, right? And that's what everyone always says, just plug in 20. But what was our oldest car? 13. So 20-year-old car is something that's called extrapolation. Yes, #extra. Extrapolation means that you're using the model to go beyond your actual data values. All right? We went from a 1-year-old car to a 13-year-old car, and now we're saying 20-year-old car? We only went to 13. So if you do any modeling past that, that's called extrapolation. It's okay to do it, but you might get into trouble. And if you plugged in 20, all right, you want to see what happens when you plug in 20? Let's see what happens. About extrapolation? It means that if you go past your X values in your data value. So Leslie F., I had a 1-year-old car was the newest car that we were talking about, and a 13-year-old car was the oldest. So if I go past 13, or even before 1, then I'm talking about going in an extrapolation area, and that's not, you could get into trouble. Not like legal trouble, but like just, trouble. So what do we say, 20? Do you see when I plugged in 20? It says negative $5,000. So they're gonna give you the car and give you $5,000. So no, they're not going to do that. So extrapolation is an issue, but also our model can't handle that number. Okay? Now, because Catherine gave me such grief with K, let's go ahead and do it. It says, what is the residual? So I'm using the same formula, observed minus predicted. What is the observed price on this one, a for sale sign on a 10-year-old Corolla? $3,500 is what I'm observing. What's the model predicting? Let's see. What's the model predicting for a 10-year-old Corolla? The model predicts $46.95 and 40 cents. 465. Nope, I already forgot. 4695. Thank you. And 40 cents. So whatever that is a residual, and we actually, I think, have that. Oh no, we don't have that because it's different asking price. So what is 3,500 minus 4,695. Thank you. Did I get that right? Yes, it's negative. Okay. Whew, that was a lot, guys. We have 30 seconds. Any questions? Great, excellent. Thanks for listening. We out.